everyone, Letty here. Today I'm going to share with you my hashtag Joy of Blue collab. I make some A2 winter cards using the November 2021 sheet load of cards by Call Me Crafty Al. So again, this was the hashtag Joy of Blue hosted by Sarah, who's crafting and relaxing, and I'm bringing in the sheet load of cards by Alicia, who is Call Me Crafty Al. This November 2021 sketch uses 6x6 paper. I did use 12x12, but she does include instructions and then a cutting guide. I will link her video down below so you can check it out to get access to these templates as well. The collection I'm using is Winter by Echo Park. You can see it has lots of gorgeous blues. Sarah, I don't know what you've done to me, but I seem to be buying everything in blue now. I never did before. I think that's literally the purpose of this collab. Use up and have blue bring you joy. So I'm just showing you here some of the pieces of this collection. It's just really gorgeous. When I saw this, I knew I had to pick it up. So I picked up a few sheets from scrapbook.com, and then I picked up a few sheets from, I think, cheapscrapbookstuff.com as well. So just really pretty prints, really pretty blue. And that's, again, Winter by Echo Park. So that's the main collection I'll be using today. And then the main stamp set that I used is from Welcome Winter by Cartabella. It's a brand new collection. I just picked this up. And so I used that Let It Snow stamp. And here's the paper pad or the paper pack. Look at how much blue is in this one too. And this is gorgeous. And I believe Alicia, Call Me Crafty Al, I believe she used this collection to make her sheet load this month. So again, I'll link her video down below. And I think this is the collection she used. But again, this is another great addition for Joy of Blue here. Another option that you could use. So then we have, of course, our templates here that we'll use. And I made 2 cards to show you up front. We will make the rest of the cards on camera, but those are the 2 that I ended up with. So here's one version. Mine's slightly different. And then here's the second one. And again, mine's slightly different because I use 12x12 paper. But that's the beauty of this collab is you can, or this sheet load, is that you can interpret, you know, however you want to interpret it and just use it as inspiration. So you see here I have 2 different types of die cuts. And I ended up putting little glossy accents. Yeah, there you can kind of see it a little bit on these little snow globes, just to kind of give it a little bit of sheen or shine. So I thought that was fun. So these are the 2 designs I'm using. I did use my EK Tools Snowflake Punch. I've had this for a while. I don't remember where I bought it, but I've had it for a while. And then I also use an In Love Art Shop die for these leaves. And these are the ones that comes with that poinsettia die. I'll link that down below as well. And then I did use some of the Dollar Tree dimensional foam squares, and then my, of course, Joann's holographic paper. And you can see here, you can die cut from the cover too. It's exactly what I did. And then we also have our adhesive. I'm using my tape runner and my Barely Art wet glue. So I'm using both for this project. So, and then here's the glossy accents. This is what it looks like in case you're wondering. And you can get this anywhere. I think I bought mine at Hobby Lobby, but you can buy it anywhere pretty much. So then let me show you what I've already prepped off camera. So I have my A2 size card bases, and I have my large mats. I have 2 pattern papers. They're both double-sided, you see here. I'm going to be using these wider kind of light prints here. And then I also have some of the mats already print out the cardstock mats. I already have, it kind of goes on top. I have some dimensional tape already on them just to save us some time. I have my sentiments stamped out, ready to go. And I already have the angle cut on the right side. I have my top layer little mats for that middle section. I have all of my die cuts. I have my little snow globes that I already put glossy accents on. I let them dry overnight. So those are ready to go. Some additional paper, some of the back ends. I've got everything that I need to go. So what we'll do is we will assemble one of each of the 2 styles together a little bit slower, just so I can show you how mine kind of came together for each of these 2 designs, the one with the snowflake and then the one with the leaves. And then what I'll do is I'll round out and finish out the last of my cards on camera, but sped up a little bit more, a lot faster. So that way you can kind of see what this process looks like when you take it step by step, but then also what it looks like when you do it in assembly line fashion. So you see here, I am just gluing all of the papers to the cardstock mats that are going to be going on that kind of far left-hand side of the card. And on this one, the trick here is that you can save paper by just gluing at the top and the bottom of that strip. So that's kind of a hack there, is that you can actually save some paper. Since you're going to be layering things, you don't have to have paper right in the middle. And so that's how you can maximize the use of that little 6x6 paper. Now, again, my cuts are slightly different because I use 12x12 paper. So I use like the strips at the top of the paper whatever I had left, basically, to make these. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue down my mats. And the mat is an A2 size, so it's like 4 inches by 5 1/4. Again, I'll link Alicia's video down below, which has the links to the SheetLoad sheets that you can go in and print. You just have to be a subscriber to her channel. It is free of cost, and you can get access to those SheetLoads. I think I mentioned in my last video that I went and I printed a ton of the SheetLoads, specifically because I wanted to do this one, and so I was excited to go and print them and get them ready to use. I rarely use sketches, but I really liked the look of this one, so I wanted to try it out. So I'm just gluing these down, and you see here I did add a little bit of dimension on the back of this middle section. I think it just makes it look a little bit extra, just to have a little popped up raised. I have that dimension. In Alicia's tutorial, she just glues it down. You do not have to pop this up with dimension. You can leave it flat, which would be great for mailing, for flat mail. But I love actually using my Dollar Tree dimensional squares or rectangles, and so I tend to use them a little more than I probably should. So I did use them here. I'm just going to map out what else is going to be going on these cards. I have the snowflake die cut or punch out, and then I have my 2 little die cut leaves that I'm going to be adding in. So I'm basically just layering everything, how it's going to look. I don't mention this, but these little blue like sprigs are actually also from an Echo Park stamp set. I completely forgot to show it to you here. I apologize. But I basically stamped them out, and then I added a little bit of white with my Jelly Roll white pen, added a little bit of decoration on top. So made it very, very straightforward, very easy. You might be able to see a little bit of that dimension and a little bit of that design on my pictures that I'll post on Instagram. And I'll make sure to post those so you can get a closer look at what the close-ups look like. So here I'm just gluing down, and I am using wet glue for this piece because some of these pieces are a little smaller. You see here where there's a raise because of the dimensional foam tape that I used. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking a third of a dimensional square, and I'm going to add it to that corner, so that way I can keep everything at level with what's already raised. And then because it hangs off the side, I'm adding a second piece of dimensional tape to the opposite side, which is the right side, so that way it can actually also stay pretty level with that middle section that's already popped up. So that way it just has a very cohesive flat surface, just like that, and it's all the same dimensional level. So your die cuts are flat with the card, but then everything else is popped up with those foam dimensional tapes. You see here I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to add a dimensional right in the middle of the snowflake. I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive to 2 of the sides, and then those 2 sides with the glue are what is going to glue down to the middle section, and that way it's all level. And then the additional 2 stamped items, I'm just putting them at level flat with the card. So there you go. That's our second card. So here were the 2 cards that we made on camera. Again, the 2 designs that I'm using the November 2021 SheetLoad of cards by Alicia, who is Call Me Crafty out here on YouTube. I'm just going to quickly finish the remainder of my cards. I do end up making 12 total cards. I will have a full recap at the very end of the video. And again, this was for the hashtag Joy of Blue collab that's hosted by Sarah, who is Crafting and Relaxing. I'll link her channel down below, as well as the Call Me Crafty Owl's channel, the Show Us Your SheetLoad November 2021 hashtag. She puts out these SheetLoad tutorials or templates every month, and they are pretty fantastic. Like I said, I don't normally use sketches, but I definitely use a lot of these types of things as inspiration. And so if you are new to card making, this is an excellent way to make multiple cards very, very easily. And she shows you, it basically has the cutting guide on how to cut your paper and to kind of maximize the use of that paper. And sometimes she's using 12 by 12 paper, and sometimes she's using 6 by 6 paper. So that's the beauty of these little templates, is they basically take all the guesswork out. They make it very easy to follow. And Alicia's is in color, and it's a 2-page document. It gives you cutting guides. Again, that was the hashtag Show Us Your Sheet Load November 2021 for this month. And then, of course, the hashtag Joy of Blue, which is Sarah's debut collab this year. This is her first collab, and I definitely wanted to show some support. I am not officially participating, but I like to join in whenever I can and just start using up some of these blue items. And I think because of Sarah and this collab, I have bought more blue items than I think I ever have in the past. I have started to tend to, navigate closer and closer to the blues. So definitely check it out. That's the hashtag Joy of Blue. So I have all of my bases ready to go. I'm basically just sorting out and assigning one of my little snow globes to each of them. And by the way, those little snow globes were a cut apart sheet. I don't think I had mentioned that. It was a cut apart sheet, or a full sheet of nothing but snow globes on it. And I fussy cut them out and turned them into little like bits of ephemera. You don't have to do that. You could use it as a full like sheet of 12 by 12 paper, but I wanted that little bit of extra decoration. And so now what you see is I'm adding the 1/3 of the dimensional square to the corner, the left side corner of those sentiments, just to kind of prep them some more. Now I'm going to go ahead and sort out my die cuts and get them ready so that way I could glue them and finish assembling these cards. You see here, I make it easy on myself. I'm only working on half of the cards, the ones that have the leaves. And then what I'll do is once I finish all of these, I'll switch gears and I'll turn to work on the ones that have the snowflake. I find that it's easier if you're mass producing anything to do items that have very, very similar kind of actions. And so I'm not jumping back and forth. I'm taking care of all of the same type first, just to make it easy on myself. And you see there, I'm adding a little bit of glue to the back of that stamp sentiment just to kind of finish it out and add it to my card. Super easy. I love this holographic paper. If you have a Joann's in your area, or you can do the Joann's online, definitely check it out. It goes on sale pretty regularly. I think the cheapest I've found, that little pad of paper, it's regular $2.49, and I think the cheapest I've found it is just under $1. And so when I see it on sale like that, I usually will stock up and get multiples, because I have found that it is fantastic. It's thick, and the holographic element on it is very, very colorful. So now I'm working on my snowflakes. I'm adding that little dimensional to the back, and then I'm just gluing the two sides. So again, I'm repeating the same process over and over just to make it very easy on myself. I find that I'm able to get more cards faster this way. And then I'm adding in my little stamped sprigs that I had previously stamped out as well. Super quick, super easy. This was a very fun project. I really enjoyed doing these. Like I said, I don't normally use sketches, but I found this to be very, very soothing, very relaxing, very easy to follow. And I definitely invite you to check it out. If you have not, I will link their channels down below. So here's a final recap. I had 12 A2 size winter cards. Super easy. This was the winter collection by Echo Park. This is hashtag Joy of Blue, hosted by Sarah, and then the hashtag Show Us Your Sheet Load for November 2021. And I will have close-up pictures on my Instagram account, which is Party Planner Papery. So definitely check out both ladies, both of their channels here on YouTube and on Instagram. I will link, again, their YouTube channels down below. I hope this has inspired you to pull out your blue crafty items, or to check out Alicia's channel and definitely try a sheet load as well, just like I just did. Again, this was sheet load of cards. This was the November sketch. In case you're interested, definitely check it out. So thanks for visiting, everyone. Hope you subscribe, like this video, follow me on Instagram, and as always, happy crafting.